All right, so today we're going to dive into a specific board-certified coach training program. It's all built around one really powerful idea: transformation. We're going to look at how it gives you the tools to help guide people through some truly meaningful changes in their lives.
And this quote, "This is the absolute core of the whole program." You see, the point isn't just about mastering one single technique. It's about getting this fundamental principle. If what you're doing as a coach isn't leading to real, tangible change for someone, then it's just not working. That's the lens for everything we're about to cover.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll unpack what they mean by a transformative approach. Then, we'll figure out exactly who this training is for. After that, we'll get into the heart of it, the three-part curriculum. Then, we'll cover the nuts and bolts, logistics and costs. And finally, we'll map out your path to getting that all-important certification.
So what does a transformative approach actually mean here? Well, it means this program isn't going to try and lock you into just one rigid coaching model. Instead, think of it like it's pulling the best ideas from a whole range of approaches: cognitive, behavioral, somatic, you name it. But they're all united by that one powerful goal: creating profound, positive change for the client.
Okay, Section 2. Who is this training actually for? This is where we figure out if this might be the right path for you.
So, is this program the right fit? Well, the answer really comes down to one word: flexibility. The whole thing is designed with the understanding that incredible coaches come from all sorts of professional and educational backgrounds, and it's built to work with that.
And this right here is the perfect example of what I mean. It's not a one-size-fits-all program at all. Your specific background, whether you have a PhD, a master's, or a bachelor's degree, is what determines the exact number of training hours you'll need. We'll get into the specifics in just a minute.
Now, the end goal here is to become a board-certified coach, or BCC. And it's really important to get this. We're not talking about just some random certificate you print online. This is a serious credential from the CCE, which is connected to the National Board for Certified Counselors. That carries a lot of weight in the professional world.
All right, now we're getting to the really good stuff, the curriculum itself. It's all broken down into 3 distinct parts, designed to build you up from the foundational basics to really advanced practical skills.
Here's the roadmap for the whole program. It kicks off with 2 30-hour sections to build your foundation and then deepen your skills. But then, look at Part 3. It doubles to 60 hours. And that tells you something, right? That's where you really roll up your sleeves and get into advanced practice and mastery.
So Part 1 is all about building that solid foundation. Honestly, you can think of it like learning the basic grammar and vocabulary of coaching. These are the absolute core skills that everything else is going to be built on top of.
What's so great about this first part is how it immediately blends theory with the real world. You're tackling huge, critical distinctions, like the difference between coaching and counseling, while also diving into things like somatic coaching. And you're already talking about the business of coaching, right from the start. Okay, so once you've got that foundation locked in, Part 2 is where you start adding some really specialized tools to your coaching toolkit. This is where you move beyond the basics and really deepen your ability to handle more complex client situations.
And you can see that right here. We're talking about some heavy hitters from psychology. You're covering things like positive psychology and the famous trans-theoretical model, which you probably know as the stages of change. But it also gets into incredibly relevant areas like trauma-informed coaching, all while still helping you build those business skills.
And now for Part 3. This is the capstone, the grand finale. This is where everything you've learned comes together, with a major focus on advanced skills and the real nitty-gritty of running a successful professional coaching practice. Yeah, this last part is really all about becoming a true professional. You're moving from just learning coaching techniques to managing a coaching business. And that means you're not only looking at advanced theories, but you're building the actual infrastructure, things like client agreements, privacy protocols, and record keeping, that turns a passion into a career.
So, you know what you're going to learn. Now for the questions everyone wants answered. How does it work and what does it cost? Let's get into the nuts and bolts.
They've broken down the pricing pretty clearly. Parts 1 and 2 are both 30 hours and cost $395 each. And then the big 60-hour advanced section, Part 3, is $795. The really smart thing here is that you're not paying for a giant package you don't need. You just take and pay for the parts that are required for your specific certification path.
And the logistics? Well, everything is designed to be flexible. The whole program is online and it's self-paced, so you can absolutely fit it into your own life. Each part has a couple of required books, and they even include a 30-minute consultation at the end to help you pull everything you've learned together.
All right, Section 5. This is the payoff. Let's look at how all this training actually turns into a professional credential that really means something out in the world.
Okay, this part is super important, so let's break it down. It's a tiered system, all based on your education. If you're already a licensed master's level professional or you have a relevant PhD, you only need the 30 hours from Part 1. If you have a master's in a related field, you'll need 60 hours, which means Parts 1 and 2. And if you have a bachelor's degree in any field, you'll complete all 120 hours. See, it's a really clear and logical system.
And this right here, this is the official seal of approval. The program is a CCE-registered provider. That means when you finish the required hours, you have officially satisfied the educational piece needed to sit for the BCC exam. It's a direct, pre-approved pathway to certification. No guesswork involved.
And it doesn't just stop with the BCC either. The program's value extends even further. If you're an addiction professional, or if you're an HR pro with SHRM or HRCI credentials, these courses also count for recognized credits in those fields. And of course, if you're already a BCC, it counts for continuing education.
And that brings us right back to where we started, to that core idea of transformation. So after seeing the curriculum, the structure, and the clear path to a real certification, the final question isn't just about what you're going to learn, it's about what you're going to do with it. What kind of transformation could you lead?